Hi, I'm Karen Hartshorn, and I live on Fruit Hill in North Providence. And I would like to introduce you to my backyard chickens and to show you how I maintain, feed, and keep the girls safe. We are currently in front of the town of North Providence in an effort to get an ordinance amendment to allow for the keeping of a small, limited amount of backyard chickens. We keep our feed stored in an airtight container in the garage. This protects the feed against any kind of predators, of course, from outside, as well as any varmints that might scooch their way in here like mice. And inside this container, we have organic chicken pellets and scratch, grain scratch, which is something I give them in the winter to maintain their heat and their warmth, as this causes an increase in their body temperature. So what I'm going to do is, before I go down to open up the coop, I'm going to mix up some scratch and some feed, and we'll take it down and say good morning to my chickens. All right, so I'm going to be giving them some extra scratch this morning. It's a nice snowy, cold day out. And this is additional feed. They already have a feed bucket out there, but I also put some down on the ground because their natural instincts is to hunt and peck and scratch. So this gives them something to do all day. I mix this in with a combination of oyster shells, which strengthens the shells of the eggs. And I also mix it in with grit, which helps with digestion. So let's go down and wake the girls up. Okay, we're down at the coop right at the moment. I just want to tell you a little bit about the property here on Fruit Hill. It's just over 8,000 square feet. Most of our property, clear property, is here in the back, as the house is almost up to the street. It's completely fenced in with gates, and we've added an additional 6-foot wooden stockade fence around the coop for additional privacy. Okay, in the morning, I rake up their bottom of their run, which is a combination of 8 inches of dirt and 4 inches of untreated pine bark mulch. They spend their days hunting, pecking, and scratching, and so by moving this this material around, it freshens up the area. I also include several handfuls of a product called Clean Coop, which contains PZD particles which protect against odor and bacteria. In the springtime, we will be cleaning all of this out and using the rich dirt for our vegetable gardens. Our coop is currently 4 by 8 by just over 5 feet high, which is smaller than a regular size shed. This particular breed is known as a Plymouth Barred Rock breed. They are an heirloom breed traditional to New England, and they are an extremely hardy breed. They withstand very cold temperatures easily, as long as you watch out for frostbite on their combs. They're also very quiet. We have 4 chicken hens. We do not have roosters. You don't need a rooster to produce eggs. And the only time they do make a loud noise is when one of them lays an egg, and they get very excited about that. The Plymouth Barred Rock is a very friendly breed too, so they're really great for kids. They love their treats, and they just love to eat from my hands. So I always give them this little treat before I spread it out on the ground. And I will talk about how this is predator proof later on in the video. But this is the scratch that raises their body temperature and creates a little extra fat to keep them warm during the cold winter months. Right now it's the end of January here in North Providence. All right. Okay, next I'd like to talk to you about our coop construction. As mentioned earlier, it is 4 by 8 by slightly under 5 feet high. We have a corrugated plastic roof built on an angle so that water will drip off it instead of coagulating at the top. This screening here is called hardware cloth, and it's made of 1-inch galvanized steel squares. It surrounds the entire coop as well as on the ceiling of the coop. This prevents predators from coming in this manner. Also, the hardware cloth is 2 feet underground straight and 2 feet across, and then covered with dirt to prevent predators from digging in and coming up under the coop. Around the coop we have, you can't see it now because of the snow, but we have a 12-inch band of drainage rocks. This prevents runoff from going into any other area but directly around the coop. And now I'd like to show you how I keep the coop clean and how the hens lay their eggs in here every day. Over here I have 3 doors. The first one is on a pulley, which allows me to open and close the hen house for the chickens to get out in the morning and to put them safely back in at dusk. The smaller door here is kind of just for me. This pulls me directly into the back of the nesting boxes where the hens will lay their eggs. I don't have to open up the full side of the hen house just to get the eggs. And they do lay every day, more or less. I'm averaging about 2 to 3 eggs a day, even through the winter, which is unusual because hens will not lay during the winter if there's no accessory lighting or heating. Right now, we do not have any electricity or any plumbing to this coop whatsoever. This larger door allows me to open up the coop in its entirety. This area, which I'm calling the coop, is also known as the hen house. The enclosed area here is called the run. Inside the coop is the hen box. Take that out. Hens like to lay in privacy. And this hen house, this hen box, allows them to be in the dark and to have privacy to lay their eggs. This comes out every time I clean the coop, or the hen house, and I clean the hen house coop twice a week. Okay, when I clean the coop, which is twice a week, I open up this large door to allow easy access, and there's also an inner door which pulls straight up to allow for me to get in to clean every corner of the hen house. The hen house is lined in linoleum tiles. This allows for very easy cleaning of anything that might be sitting in here. Currently, I use a product called Coop Clean, which is a combination of straw and hay and PZD particles, which are almost like sand, which contain crystals that keep the straw and hay fresh, and it keeps the smell down. Currently, the hen house is lined with plywood and insulation. In the spring and summer times, all the way up until probably October, we will not have any insulation in here whatsoever. One thing I want to stress is that chickens do not carry diseases. They are just as clean as other animals, as long as you keep up with the cleaning. This is one of a couple of composting bins that we have that we keep the waste in from cleaning out the hen box, and this will be used in our vegetable garden in the coming spring. When you gather your eggs, make sure you wash your hands afterwards. Chickens are very cuddly and soft and friendly. And it's very easy to get carried away. And you might even want to kiss them, which I do not recommend. Thank you.